Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today I want to show you how to install the Gator Trax MX on this 2009 and up body style Ram with a 6.4 bed. Now for more information, click the info button or visit the link in the description. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, now the first thing we're going to do once we get the canister out of the box is remove the shipping bracket and spiral. Now that's going to require a Phillips head screwdriver. We're just going to unscrew that. We're going to do this on both sides. This screw we can discard, lift it up, pull the bracket out, and break the spiral loose from the tape. Now to install the rails, you want to start on the driver's side. First we're going to open up and disengage the latch. If you do not disengage that latch, you will not be able to get the rail in place. This also disengages it on the passenger side as well. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to locate the driver's side rail. Now, to find a driver's side rail, it's actually going to be a little bit wider on the side that goes towards the cab. Also, there's going to be a little hole in the top of the rail. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to thread this blanket into the rail itself. So it's going to go inside this channel. And this hole right here is going to line up on the inside of the polycarbonate to this hole. And then this hole is going to come up and then drop down behind this hole in the polycarbonate. Then we're going to have a couple of included machine screws that fasten it to the canister. All right, so once we get those holes lined up, we're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver and insert those machine screws. Make sure they thread directly into the aluminum threads on the rail. And you want to try and make sure they don't cross thread. And once those machine screws are installed, go ahead and install the other rail the exact same way. Now you're going to want to find your canister cover. You have a rubber flap that comes off. That faces towards the cab of the truck away from the cover. You also have a little hole on each side. Those are going to line up to the holes in the rail. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide that into the rails, underneath those rails. Once that lines up, you're going to find some Allen head screws in your package. And you're going to thread those right into the canister cover. And do this on both sides. So now with another set of hands, you want to lift it up over top of the bed caps. Walk it up to the front, drop it down in place, and then lower it down. You want to make sure that your front seal is on top of your bulkhead all the way across. Now with the tailgate closed, we're going to make sure the bottom edge of the rail is 1/8 inch away from the tailgate cap. Do that on both sides. Now we're going to go ahead and locate our clamps. We're going to spread them apart and slide them around. Make sure they go right in between your adjustment screws. I've got it all the way up, making sure the clamp bites down into the grooves on the rail. I'm going to tighten it down by hand first. Make sure the rail is all the way up against the bed cap with a 9/16. I'm just going to get it snug at first, and I'll put all 4 clamps on just like that. So now if we follow the rail, we're going to notice a couple of holes on the rail. We're actually going to install to the inner rail bracket. We've got our set screws that are up here. Those are for adjustment. We're going to attach the clamp from that inner rail bracket to the back of the bed cap. Otherwise, we're going to install it the exact same way. Make sure it's all the way up on that rail, and make sure You tighten it down by hand first, then use your 9/16 to get it snug. Now using a tape measure, what we're going to do is we're going to measure the distance between the rails in 3 locations. Right where the screws hold the canister cover to the canister. We're going to come back to the first bracket location, make sure that's the same distance, and then we're going to go to the second bracket location, make sure that's the same distance as well. Now if you need to adjust the width of the bed, you can do that with your set screws at each bracket location. Now on the ram, in my opinion, the best location to run the drain tube is right behind your tie-down hook in the front. Now there's a small hole in the side of the bed. I've gone ahead and pulled the plug on that hole. We've got a bed tread here, so I went ahead and made an access hole right there. If you have a spray-in bed liner, you just scrape away the bed liner material, pull that away. If you got a drop-in bed liner, actually the best way to do it is go right through the hole that gives you access to your tie-down and just let it go into the bed of the truck. But I'm just going to run the tie-down, the drain tube through, get lined up to the bottom of the canister, then snap it in place. Once it clicks twice, it's installed. Do that on both sides. Well, that concludes the installation. If you have any questions, click the info button or visit the link in the description.